headline news, of course, was that crash at turn 2 on lap 26 between the championship protagonists Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen. Max had had a slow pit stop, which meant that when Lewis exited the pits, they found themselves side by side. Lewis defended, Max tried to go around the outside. Now, the stewards have ruled that Max Verstappen was predominantly to blame for the crash and have rewarded him with a 3-place grid penalty to be taken at the next Grand Prix, the Russian Grand Prix at the end of September, and 2 penalty points for his licence. Now, to analyse the crash, going over now to the Philippines and to be joined by former GP3 and GP2 driver Marlon Stöckinger. Marlon, thanks for joining us. What's your opinion of the crash?
It was really something that could have been avoided. And I think the stewards sort of think the same opinion that I have, in which Verstappen was just a bit too aggressive, could have backed out a bit more rather than just firing the car over the curb and ultimately, ending up on top of Hamilton's car. Turn 1 Monza, thankfully, there are a lot of cameras there in which you could see really all of it playing out. And really, Verstappen was just a bit too aggressive, just wanted it too much.
Yeah, thanks, Marlon. I tend to agree with you. I think it was a racing incident, and in the same way that at Silverstone it was a racing incident with Lewis Hamilton considered to be predominantly to blame, and of course he got that 5-second penalty during the race because he was still racing. The stewards could give him a penalty. In this case, both cars out of the race, so a penalty has to be applied post-race, and it's going to be pretty difficult, of course, for Max Verstappen taking that penalty at the next Grand Prix, which is probably, as Monza was, going to be a place where the Mercedes cars have some form of performance advantage. My sense also is that the FIA and the race director want to introduce a little bit of calm to this titanic struggle for the championship between Verstappen and Hamilton, because we've seen now 2 crashes, both of which were pretty nasty and quite dangerous, and I think a little bit of cold water poured on that battle is no bad thing.